Well, Viking Performance is a fairly new company. We started up in 2011, but me and my wife started the company, and we have over 20 years experience each in the industry. So new company, but been around for quite a while. Been involved with shock absorbers, like I say, the whole time. So our big emphasis going into the market was, we saw a lot of people utilizing a single adjustable shock. And they utilize that shock mainly because the price point was right and they're getting some adjustability. But what we found is single adjust, you're always compromising because you end up, maybe your compression valving or your rebound valving is somewhere in the middle rather than both optimized. So what we want to do is come out with a double adjustable shock and just focus on that only. And by doing that, we can get the price down by the single. So our goal was to put everybody into a double that, at the price point where previously they were getting a single adjust shock. So way better shock for the same amount of money spent. Well, the target for our shocks, we sell a lot into the street rod market, street performance market, so guys doing muscle car restoration, do a lot in drag race, and also the whole pro touring market, how that's exploded. Sell a lot of shocks into that market as well. At Viking, our goal again is to provide the highest value product that we can. People don't have unlimited budgets, so by going with a Viking product, you're going to get a premium product that performs, and you're also hopefully going to have some extra money left that you could go buy and other products on and be able to improve your car as well. Probably the biggest misconception in buying shocks is what forces you need to generate to have that shock absorber perform. So you could talk non-adjustable, single adjustable, double adjustable, but really you have to look at how you're going to utilize the car, what horsepower you're running, what's your tire you're running. And you have to make sure that that shock can actually attain the forces you need it to. Because, for example, you could have a high-end, very expensive four-way adjustable shock, but maybe that four-way adjustable shock, to get a four-way adjustable, you're putting bleeds into the circuits. And maybe what you need is high force, but when you need to introduce those bleeds, you actually end up with less force. So it's really understanding what you need that shock absorber to do and understanding what forces that shock absorber is capable of generating. Again, at Viking, as we talked about, we only manufacture double adjustable shocks. But there are other shock absorbers out there. For example, a non-adjustable shock absorber is the one that you get from the factory and it has fixed valving. So when you take that out of the box and put that on your car, it is what it is. There's no changing it unless you tear that shock apart and change the internals. Then there's also a single adjustable shock, and there's even different kinds of a single adjust. So you might have a single adjustable where you can simultaneously change compression and rebound at the same time with every click, or there's other ones where the compression is fixed and you're just changing the rebound with each click. And then of course you have double adjustable, which you have two knobs, so you're tuning compression and rebound independently of each other, or hopefully independently of each other. That's how ours works. So if you change one knob, it doesn't affect the other side at all, and vice versa. So with a double adjustable, you could do a lot more fine tuning. So whether you're looking for the most comfortable ride, that's extremely important, or whether you're extremely competitive and racing, you need to be able to tune those circuits independently of one another. Our new product for Viking Performance that we're really excited about is the Berserker ASM Active Shock Management System. And with that system, at each corner, you get a separate controller on each shock absorber, and there's also a controller that gets chassis mounted. Each controller has an accelerometer in it, so it's able to measure what the car is doing as far as pitch and heave and roll. And then there's also ride height position sensors at each corner as well, so it always knows where the shock is in the travel and how fast the piston's traveling, to where the program actually has technological built-in end stops, so prevent the shock from ever topping or bottoming out. You also have a steering sensor that gets dialed in as well, so it knows what the steering angle is and how fast did you get to that steering angle. And there's also speed sensor that can be dialed in as well. So the master controller takes all these inputs and it sends signals out to the corner controllers up to 1,000 times per second and tells the corner what to change the valving to. The corner controller looks at what the master said and said, I'm either going to accept your recommendation or not, because maybe that tire just fell into a pothole or hit a curb and it needs to handle its own event separate of what the master is saying. So again, it could change up to 1,000 times per second, go from full soft to full stiff in 10 milliseconds. The technology actually came from a couple of individuals that graduated from MIT, so much smarter than I am, and they were involved in World Rally overseas with Team Toyota, Team Mitsubishi. They were a couple guys working on chassis development, and quite frankly, they got sick of the engine guys coming and plugging in their computer and doing all the tuning while they're up to their elbows in shock oil. So they thought, why can't we do that for shock absorbers? So that's kind of where the whole idea came from, to do this. And it took them 7 years to write all the algorithms to come up with the programming. And when you're talking World Rally and that type of racing, I mean, the shock absorber has to handle everything, you know, taking jumps and landing, and so pretty intricate programming, that's for sure. So the Berserker ASM is really suited for a wide range of consumers. Again, from the street rodder that wants the ultimate and comfort ride, you know, wants his old street rod to ride like a Cadillac, to the extremely competitive pro touring road race individual as well. Actually, the installation of the Berserker AM actually is quite easy. It's really, the wiring is like wiring a stereo. So if you could wire a stereo, you can wire the Berserker ASM. It's definitely it's definitely not more difficult than putting an air ride system in. Yeah, so what we have here is we have a remote mounted Berserker ASM shock. So the style they either come in, they can be remote mounted as far as the valve, or it could be a piggyback style. So the particular one we have here, you know, shows the shock absorber with a couple of hoses to where the valve actually gets remote mounted. And when we do that, we actually add a canister and we put some gas charge behind it when we remote mount the valve. Well, the Viking products, we find it very important to have a nice clean finish because, again, our markets are so diverse, whether it's going on street rod or used for racing. We feel it very important to have it, you know, some people refer to it and say it looks like jewelry, and that's a great compliment, and we appreciate that, and that's what we strive for. So all of our products are aluminum, but we anodize them with a bright dip clear finish, so it gives them that shine. And again, it's a nice clean look. So again, for the guy that wants it to stand out and have that chrome appearance versus the guy that says, you know, I have this beautiful car and I don't want maybe a green or a blue shock absorber hanging off it. And again, we take that and we add that, you know, we carry that along to our springs as well. So all of our springs have a silver chrome appearing powder coat finish. At Viking, we have a huge commitment to our customers. Actually, they're an excellent resource for information. A lot of our product ideas come from our customers, and you know, with that, we work very hard on our website to make sure we provide very good technical information. And the other thing we've done on our website is, we've really tried to make it simple to give the customer an actual part number. So if you go there and you put your application in, so I have a 1969 Chevelle, you're going to be able to drill down not only on the vehicle, but how you're going to use that vehicle. Okay, I'm interested in drag racing or pro touring or just cruising around, and what motor you have in it. And again, you'll drill down to a specific part number, whether it's a standard double adjustable shock, whether you're looking for a full coilover system, whether you want a poly mount or a bearing mount. Do you want high force pro touring valving? Do you want the Berserker ASM? You're going to be able to really drill down so you get to that end product rather than trying to scroll through a list of 50 products and then saying, well, I'm going to have to call because I have no idea which one I want. All you have to do is go to the website at www.vi-king.com.